Yo, peace. This is Caijo, and we're here at the 416 interview. Let's go.
When did you start creating music?
I started creating music. Creating music was in Zimbabwe, so that would probably be like 2012, 2013. But that wasn't serious. That was just like me and the homies goofing around a little bit. But seriously, like I became a real artist in 2021. That's when my first project came out.
So a little bit more than a year ago.
Yeah,
All right.
just
Okay,
about to get to
cool.
2 years. It's almost two
Oh
years.
yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 years almost. Damn,
Yeah,
that's
man.
crazy.
Baby steps.
Uh, yeah. What made you start creating music?
I started creating music. How open can I be on this on this talk?
As open as you would like.
I started creating music. It's actually one of my homies that got me into making music, Tapmeister. He's still like one of the GOAT MCs to me. But he was always like, "Yo, you got to make music. You got to make music." And then, honestly, like at the time, I was living a different kind of life, and I was doing like a whole bunch of things that I'm not too proud of. And hey, it is what it is, and I wouldn't be doing today. But I got into making music because it gave me a safe space to like act a fool. The studio was like that place, where we could all go, we could chill, we could do dirt, and it was fine. So that's how I started making music and started making music seriously when I came to Canada. First, I kind of let it all slide because I was I wanted to live a different life. But my brother, he's someone that he's my brother, and then all my people back home, I wanted to stay connected to them. So I decided to start making music seriously because I'm in Canada now, and there's a real industry. So I was like, yo, let's do this. Let's actually make this music.
So you mentioned Zimbabwe. Is that where you're originally from and you were born?
Born and raised.
All right. When did you make the move to Canada?
2016 is when I moved to Canada.
Oh, okay. It's not that long ago. Did you settle down in Toronto?
No, so I actually moved to Ottawa first. I was in Ottawa for a little bit. Yeah, I was in Ottawa for 3, 4 years. Because I came to Toronto in 2021. Yeah, 2021. So I was in Ottawa for 5 years. Yeah.
Um, so all these places you probably would have lived in and stuff like that. Did anything kind of like stand out to you that would kind of like shape the way you create your music or like kind of influence your music?
Oh, I think like in terms of influence, like on a subconscious level, for sure. I believe that everything you take in influences your art, right? The things you consciously put in and the things you subconsciously take in, it all influences your art. So the environments that I was in, the people I'm around, the conversations I'm having, the energy I'm exposed to, that all shapes the music, like whether I want it to or not.
Is there a particular reason why you made the move to Ottawa specifically? Or is that just kind of where you ended up?
Honestly, yeah, like it was kind of like I landed, and that's why I was able to get work and stuff. So you know you you move to a new country and rent is due 30 days later, right? So
Did you move to Toronto to like further your passion in music and your career?
yes, yes, like Ottawa's cool, but Toronto, this is where the industry's at. And I was like, if I'm gonna actually seriously be an artist and do this for real to actually show the homies something, then I've got to do it where it's happening. So I moved to Toronto for that.
All right. Caijo, how did you
Caijo.
end up with, sorry, Caijo, my bad.
Everyone, people say Caijo all the time. Maybe I'll make that an alter ego or something. We'll see. That's
Keijo, how'd you get that name?
Keijo is actually named from where I'm from. So my friends all call me Keijo like for the longest time. See, my dad had the initials KJ, so people call him Cage, and I wanted people to call me Cage, but it never stuck. Like it just never stuck, and so people call me Keijo. It just happened. So Keijo is what everyone just calls me. And I thought if I'm making music to connect to people in Zimbabwe, especially, then Keijo, I gotta call myself what they call me.
What's your kind of creative process when creating a song?
Ooh, yeah, that varies. Um, sometimes it'll be. I think the most common is kind of like the one way line of information. It's like producer sends me the beat, I like it or I don't like it. If I don't like it, that's the end of the line. If I like it, start writing. bounce an idea or two, maybe share it with somebody else, record, send it back. Okay, we like this. Maybe edit it one, two times, send it back and forth. Come to final product, boom, put it out. Other times, like I mean, just today I was at this open house at Division 88 in Toronto, and like I just kind of went to go check it out, and we were just chopping it up, and then I was like, hey, you guys want to record? You start laying down some drums. I just started putting down some verses, and then the next homie came in. He started putting down like the bass. This guy Malik, he plays all over the city. He's a drummer usually. He doesn't even play bass. He started putting down the bass, and we just started building up this song from scratch. Um, so that's other times it's like that. I just go with the flow, inspiration and process, whichever one hits first.
All right. Are you more of a freestyler or do you like to write?
Um, it's interesting because I I like to write. I like the comfort of writing. I like the comfort of knowing that I'm writing, but I don't like the feeling of holding something to read with. So it's kind of weird. So I kind of sometimes I'll freestyle a bit and then write it down and then polish it up and then really like refine it a little bit. Come back to it because hey, even if it takes 9 takes, you got to recite it right. So I'll take as many takes as I need. I'm quite meticulous like that. So whether I'm freestyling it or writing it, I usually end up writing it just to perfect it.
All right. Is music a passion or career for you?
Be beautiful if it's both.
Yeah. Okay. Right now though, is it more like are you trying to turn it into or trying to cultivate it into a career? Or is it still kind of like a passion for you right now?
Maybe this one's maybe I should be careful about who says this. You never know who's preying on your downfall, right? But um, I managed to pay rent last year from music, more than once. I sort of set that as a little goal for myself, like an entry level goal. I said, let me let me try and see if I can do that. Was like one of the big ones, like actually in terms of monetizing the craft. Um, So, I can start to call it a burgeoning career. There's the term for the emerging artist. I think that's what they call it. So I can call myself an emerging artist now. First year I was amateur. Um, Now we're knocking on the door. We're knocking on the door.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Um, Geez, man, God willing, doing more of doing more of what I like to do. Doing more of what I like to do. I think in terms of like a career, you want some growth, right? Like you want a retirement plan at some point from your career. So I think 5 years from now, I should be making my way towards that. I think 5 years from now, if my name is well known within the industry, um, at least within the established, not well known because it's not about clout, but established, right? And my skill set is recognizable. I like to have a couple good music videos under my belt. I'm also a director, so I like to have a couple more projects. We're looking to, if we can get recognized by an organization of some kind, I don't know, the Grammys or what else is out there, that kind of like an award of some kind, not getting one, but just like being acknowledged in that kind of breadth, that would be what's up. If we can turn the craft into something that can create opportunity for people who otherwise wouldn't be able to get it, then I think my music will be, if I'm on my way to making a good impact, I think I'll be happy.
All right, for sure, man. Um, in an interview that you gave with Recording Arts, you described your musical career as a leap of faith. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, it's a leap of faith because I don't know if many people have this experience where they go and tell their parents or their elders that they want to make music, and then they say, yeah, you should pursue that as a career.
Hmm.
And I didn't, that wasn't my experience anyway. And so for me, it was like I'm in a foreign country, um, literally half the world away from what's familiar. And now I'm going to start committing to actually pursuing my artistry and seeing how we can turn that into a career. And I don't have any formal training before moving to Toronto. So it's pretty much a leap of faith in that way. Like I can't guarantee what the outcomes are. It's why it's so hard for me to answer the 5 years from now question because I can't say what the outcome might be. You dig?
Alright. What artists do you listen to? Like, just, just chilling? What artists are you gonna
Right now, I'm listening to a lot of. Do you know Little Dragon? Yo, Little Dragon is on point. Oh, we took in rap wise. I mean, I'm not really listening to a lot of hip hop, but right now I'm listening to like Etta James, Little Dragon. I'm listening to what else is on my playlist? Tash Sultana. Listening to like some other alternative stuff, but rap wise, I'm listening to Freddie Gibbs. I like Freddie Gibbs a lot right now. Isaiah Rashad. Um, I guess it's my opportunity to say free Young Thug. Free YSL. Um, Jay Z, of course. Yeah, I could go on. Lauren Hill. Um, oh, yeah, there's a lot of good rap out there. Ab Soul, J. Cole, J. Rock. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that I've been listening to. So let's talk about underground a little bit. Like, what about you? I also listen. I'm big on to like Chief Rekka, Raw Money Wildcats, Val Merck, Nick Kane. Like these are, Laura Tanifum. These are the folks that I'm like really heavy in the cut listening to. Um, I listen to my own work. Uh, yeah, like DT the artist. These are the people like locally that I'm vibing with.
for sure. I might have to tap in with them too.
Oh, you don't know that list? Like that whole list? You got nobody on that list?
Nah, I don't think I do.
All
Nah,
right, I'm
nah, nah.
sending links. I'm sending you links straight away, dog.
Alright, bet. You talk a lot about Zimbabwe and where you came from and how like that kind of influenced your life a lot. Do you kind of want to like talk about it or touch on it a little bit more and about like the situation happening in Zimbabwe right now as well?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I talk about it because that's where I'm from, and I always want to acknowledge where I'm from. I don't want it to seem like, oh, I'm in Canada rapping in English, and therefore, I people mistake me for a Toronto man's. It's like I want it to be known that this is where I'm from, and I want it to be known that this is a place that you should know about because it's beautiful. And yeah, there's some things going on there that a lot of people don't know about. A lot of people don't even know where Zimbabwe is on the map. Let alone tell you what's going on there. Like, it's it's a dictatorship, and like the people really they're suffering, and things are not great. Things are not great. Could be worse, yes, but it could also be a lot better, right? And so, just I think the way that they run the country could have the people's best intentions more front and center. There's not a lot of opportunities for young people, and that's one of the reasons why I had to move. A lot of young people in Zimbabwe are looking to get out. They they seek to leave because there may just be better opportunities elsewhere. And so in my music, it's dope for ears, it's entertaining, but in hip hop we kick knowledge, right? That's an important part of what we do. So through the music, I want to make sure I talk about where I'm from and highlight what's going on there because I've seen that people don't know a lot about it.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. All right. Um, you seem to have a lot of ideas that you can implement into this Toronto scene and stuff like that. You want to tell me how you'll be able to change the game in any kind of way out here, or just in general?
Yeah, I mean, we want to change the game. We want to change the game, no doubt. That's if you don't want to change it, why you get in it, right? Something that I really want to do is I want to monetize the craft more and be able to offer other artists avenues to monetize their craft too. So we're putting a couple things in place to be able to do that. Right now we just started the movement of Toronto 2.0. So we just kicked that off officially last year, and Toronto 2.0 is just a movement that shines the light on the underground scene in the city. And so through Toronto 2.0, that's we're looking to build up a bit of a community and understand who is where and who's doing what on the scene so we can keep people tapped in with each other and slowly start to find the opportunities that we can monetize and help other emerging artists be able to elevate their craft and their career.
Okay. Um, what do you think the game needs in Toronto to elevate it into a kind of like a bigger like screen or like make it mainstream in a sense? Bigger platform is what I was trying to say.
It needs the ideology of what we want to do with Toronto 2.0. It needs more of that. It needs more a collaborative harmony, a synergy, a cohesion within the city. I think there's a lot of talent, a lot of people that are really doing their thing, that are popping, but a lot of times people that really start to pop leave. And I think that if within the city, especially at the emerging level, we're happier to put each other on and do our best to put each other in position and share opportunities and share the keys to success. I think that we could find success becoming a lot more attainable for us. That said, that's on our level. I think from an industry level too, we need on sorry, not from an industry level, but from like a city level, we also need more spaces. We need recording studios that are accessible for the kids. We need avenues and workshops and conversations and mentorship and the city to facilitate these kind of things for youth, because hip hop is huge. And and so if people can just have a couple more formalized ways to get into the industry, into the culture, into the scene, I think that would help to elevate the game a lot. Make parents more comfortable that kids want to be rappers, and as rappers, it gives us a safer space to all grow together. We all look out for each other, and we all put each other on.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with that. As an artist, how does social media kind of impact your life?
Yeah, for me, social media is I have a difficult relationship with social media. Like sometimes it's really fun, sometimes it can be a little bit like you're always getting this information from everywhere. People telling you should promote for this and you got a brand like that, and so it can get a little bit stressful sometimes. But usually it's kind of fun. If anything, I try to create a little bit of awareness for what I can for people who are listening. People paying attention, whoever's there. Try to have some fun with it. Right now, because it's Black History Month, for example. Um, I'm a black man, and so you kind of get this thing: am I supposed to, like, do I need to represent for Black History Month? And I figured what I do is a little challenge, semi challenge. I'm doing a row, like on the rowing machine. I'm doing cardio, 2 kilometers every day. I'm doing that every day in February because we deserve Black futures. And so that's kind of like one of the things I'm doing with social media, just to have a bit of fun with it. Stay,
Is it also to kind of like
good
raise
times.
awareness at the same time?
It is to raise awareness to some degree. I think I just I believe, because there's data to show it, that like you put in a little bit every day. Doesn't have to be a great amount of effort, but just a little bit every day. That's outside the comfort zone. It's a little bit inconvenient towards a greater good. You're gonna get to a better outcome. Like at some point, the present moment will look better than the past one if you put in a little bit every day towards bettering your outcome or your circumstance or your condition. And so this, I think, is a simple way to really bring that point forward. I'm putting in 2 kilometers every day because if I do cardiovascular exercise, it's good for my heart, and it's only going to be good for me. It's not like high intensity hit or anything like that. It's just 2 kilometers on the rowing machine, and that, hopefully, God willing, will allow me to see a better future, and I got better airways in 5 years than I do right now.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any advice for any new artists just trying to get into the game or in the game but just started?
Get your money up.
Yeah.
Get your money up. Stay real. Stay pure. And know who your real ones are. I think it's lonely, especially when you really want to do it for real. It can be really, really lonely, like so lonely. So you got to know who your real ones are. You need to know who your people are, right? So get your money up, stay pure, and know your real ones.
All right. Any new projects people should look out for?
Yeah, I'm always kind of like recording. I'm an artist, so I'm always trying to like do stuff. In turn, I got maybe one or two collaborations in the works for 2023. So we'll see what's up with that. You know, I got my own project I've been working on. So in 2021, we did Dope for Your Ears, and then we did 2 Point Dope as the follow up to that. So I've been working on my next one. Um, sometime due to come out sometime this year. So we're just working on like the little final, dusting off the corners and making sure everything shines.